Hello students, today we will discuss the topic that is laws of chemical combination. It is very important topic in atoms and molecules, the chapter atoms and molecules. We know matter is made of different types of particles. It may be atoms, molecules or ions. But in the ancient time, in 19th century, the scientists like Dalton's, he derived some postulates regarding the composition of matter. That postulates is called as Dalton's atomic theory. According to him, what are the properties of atoms in the compound, in the matter? He stated, according to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter consists of very tiny particles called atoms. That means he told that matter is consisting of atoms, and that atoms are very small in size. That's why, according to Dalton's, matter is consisting of very tiny particles, very small particles called atoms. This is called atoms. Then second point, atoms cannot be subdivided. That means, according to Dalton's, atom is indestructible. That means it cannot be divided. That's why atom cannot be subdivided. Atom is the single unit. It cannot be divided. It cannot be subdivided, according to Dalton. Third point, atoms of the same element are similar in all respect. That means, if you consider the particular element is the one type of matter. We know element is combination of same kind of atoms. According to Dalton, all atoms of the same element, as it is consists of same kind of atoms, all atoms are equal in all respect. That means size, shape, mass, in everything, all are equal for the atoms of the same element. For the particular element, all atoms are equal in all respect, according to Dalton's. Then another point, atoms of different elements are different in all respect. That means, if you take atoms of carbon and atoms of oxygen, these both different atoms are different in all dissimilar in all respect, in shape, size, volume and mass. So in all respect they are different. Different atoms are different in all respect, according to Dalton's. Atoms, next point, atoms combine in fixed ratio to form compound. That means, according to Dalton's, matter is mainly combination of atoms. So all atoms combine to form compound. It has fixed ratio. The atoms ratio, if the different atoms are combined, because compound is made of different atoms, these different atoms are combined in a fixed ratio. In a fixed ratio, a ratio is fixed, according to Dalton, cannot be changed. Next point, atoms take part in chemical combination. Already we have discussed that during formation of compound, atoms combine. No other type of particles take part, according to Dalton's. So atoms combine to form compound. So in all types of chemical combination, atoms take part. Always atoms combine to form molecules, atoms combine to form compounds. So this is the six important postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. And this theory he has given this theory in the year 1808, and he got Nobel Prize for that. Then what are the other laws of chemical combination? Because how the compound is formed, and what are the procedure, what are the ways for the combination of atoms and molecules and ions will discussed as laws of chemical combination. That means during combination of atoms and molecules, we have to follow the laws of chemical combination. What are the first law? That is laws of chemical combination. That is law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation mass, already you know laws of that conservation of energy. Similarly, it is called law of conservation of mass. That means mass can neither be, mass means that some quantity. What is the meaning of mass? Mass means quantity. That means mass of the substance can neither be created nor be destroyed in any physical or chemical change. That means during the change, whether it is a physical change or chemical change, the total mass remaining same. Before change and after change, both remaining same. There will no change in mass. There is no change in weight. Mass means weight, we can say. So everything remaining same before combination, after combination. That is called law of conservation mass, stated by Jehl-Frost. Jehl-Frost stated that there will be no change in mass of the reactant and product during physical change or chemical change. So he stated like this: mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Neither be created nor be destroyed in any physical or chemical changes. That what does mean? Mass of the reactant is equal to mass of the product. That means that you have taken before reaction, it will give same amount after reaction. That is called mass of reactant is equal to mass of product. Chemically, we can also conduct that one reaction, that sodium sulfate and barium chloride, when they will combine, sodium sulfate and barium chloride, when they will combine, it gives white precipitate of barium sulfate. It produces white precipitate of barium sulfate. When they will combine, produce, both are colorless. Sodium sulfate is colorless, barium chloride is also colorless. But during the combination, they gives white precipitate of barium sulfate, which is water insoluble. That's why they observe as white precipitate, means solid mass, white solid mass is produced. But if you verify this experiment whether it is satisfy the law of conservation of mass, how can you do? Now before, one thing you do, before combination of sodium sulfate and barium chloride, you take their weight. Let their weight is suppose W1 gram. The before combination of sodium sulfate and barium chloride, thus you take in separate container, in a fixed container, sodium sulfate and barium chloride, before mixing their weight suppose W1 gram before reaction. But when you start mixing of sodium sulfate and barium chloride, then there will be a reaction of sodium sulfate and barium chloride producing barium sulfate, white precipitate. This barium sulfate white precipitate produced, this is a chemical change because change in color. So it is a chemical change. But during this change, what happens? During change, what happens? A white precipitate is produced. But if you take the weight of the product side, sodium chloride, and that white precipitate produced in the container, if you take their weight, let it be W2 gram. But W1 gram must be equal to W2 gram. If this before weight, that is W1, and after weight is W2, both should be same. Practically, experimentally, it is proved that during the chemical change, if the reactant and product are taken in the same container, then the before reaction, after reaction, the mass remaining same. That means it is satisfying the law of conservation of mass. That means it obey the law of conservation mass. Mass remaining same before reaction and after reaction. Okay. So another second law, that is law of constant proportion. This law is very important law, that it satisfies the definition of compound. This law also stated by Lavoisier, Antoine Lavoisier, that according to Lavoisier, that elements combine, when different elements combine to form compound, the ratio remaining constant. That means the ratio of elements, the weight of elements in a compound is always constant. What is written? Elements combine in a fixed ratio by weight in terms of weight, not in terms of volume, in terms of weight. So elements combine in a fixed ratio by weight to form compound. That means the ratio of elements in the compound is always constant. That is the another statement of this Lavoisier, that is law of constant proportion. Suppose example, you take water. If you take water, water contains hydrogen element and oxygen element. Two elements are there in water, that is hydrogen oxygen. If you calculate the molar ratio of hydrogen oxygen, if you see hydrogen oxygen is hydrogen, you know hydrogen is already as H2, that is 2, mass will be 2, and one oxygen mass is already 16 because already you have taken the atomic mass. So as 2 hydrogen it will be 2 and 1 oxygen will be 16, and the ratio is 1:8. That means hydrogen is 1 part, oxygen is 8 part in water. That means if you compare the mass of hydrogen and oxygen in water is 1:8. That means 1 part hydrogen by weight and oxygen is 8 part. 8 mass of oxygen in water is 8 times more than hydrogen. If you compare the weight of hydrogen and oxygen, oxygen weight is 8 times more than the hydrogen weight in water. That's why the ratio is fixed ratio, that is 1:8. Similarly, that if you take carbon monoxide, it is also compound. It is made of carbon element and oxygen element. Their ratio, carbon is 12, already we have read in the last class, and oxygen is 16. 12:16, that is 3:4. 3:4 is also a molar ratio, that is 3:4. That is, this ratio indicates 3 part carbon and 4 part oxygen is there. That means in carbon monoxide, the weight of oxygen is more than carbon. Similarly, in water, the weight of oxygen is more than hydrogen. Suppose you take 1 gram hydrogen. If you take 1 gram hydrogen plus 8 gram oxygen, you will get 9 gram water. If you take 1 gram hydrogen and 8 gram oxygen, if you combine, if you do undergo chemical change by burning of 8 gram oxygen in 1 gram hydrogen in 8 gram oxygen, it will give 9 gram water. If I take 2 gram hydrogen and 8 gram oxygen, how much water will you produce? Water will be how much? You see, as per the ratio of hydrogen oxygen water is 1:8. For 1 gram hydrogen always combine with 8 gram oxygen, formation of water. As 1 gram hydrogen combined with 8 gram oxygen forming 9 gram water is always fixed, we cannot change. But suppose we will take 2 gram hydrogen and 8 gram oxygen. How much water will produce? Pause your video and calculate and tell me. 2 gram, actually in water the ratio of hydrogen oxygen is 1:8. 1 always combine with 8. But if you take 2 and oxygen is 8, that means 1 gram hydrogen combined with 8 gram oxygen, that means 9 gram water. Same 9 gram water will be formed. So how much left and which mass will left as unreacted? Here plus 1 gram hydrogen will be left. This is very important. as per the ratio, as the law of constant proportion, the elements ratio always fixed. Here water, the ratio is 1:8. 1 gram combined with 8 gram oxygen. That's why 9 gram water is formed. If you take 2 gram hydrogen and same 8 gram oxygen, always you will get same 9 gram water. But 1 gram hydrogen will remain as unreacted mass. That is 9 gram water is produced and 1 gram hydrogen will remain as unreacted mass. So why we are discussing this thing, very important, that during combination we have to see their weight. Actually fixed ratio is how much? In the compound, what is the fixed ratio? Suppose carbon monoxide, the fixed ratio is 3:4. That means 3 gram carbon, if you take 3 gram carbon plus 4 gram oxygen, it will produce 7 gram carbon monoxide. It will produce 7 gram carbon monoxide. 3 gram carbon react with 4 gram oxygen, produce 7 gram carbon monoxide. If you take 4 gram carbon and 4 gram carbon and 4 gram oxygen, you will get 7 gram carbon monoxide and 1 gram carbon will be left. So always you follow the law of constant proportion. That means how the elements combine to form the compound. In the compound, the ratio, the weight, the ratio of the elements by weight is always fixed. That's why the compound, their composition always fixed. That means the composition of compound is always fixed. It cannot be changed. If the composition will change, then behavior of the compound will be changed. So these are very important, that laws, and very important that Dalton's atomic theory. According to Dalton's atomic theory, what are the properties of atoms in the matter? So this is regarding laws of chemical combination. Okay, thank you.